Hey everybody, great to see you tonight. We'll have an amazing conversation prepared for you or coming for you in just a moment. So if you're here catching the live, go ahead and drop your name in the chat and say hello. Welcome to you. And if you're catching a replay, go ahead and put in hashtag replay. So Black Genius School has been having these awesome conversations about representation. And tonight we're joined by one of our Black Genius School families, Charlie Mapalo and Jill. Mapalo has been a part of Black Genius School from its inception as an idea, not even a business. She just like jumped in, which was great. So we started with a science week, and Apollo's a part of that. And then every subsequent semester, she's been a part of Black Genius School. So we're really grateful for her presence as well as for her parents who see this as important. And so Jill and Shalee and Apollo are going to be in conversation with Miss Tremaine today, a little bit about representation. And so let's hear from them tonight.
Thanks, Charity. There's a lot going on, especially with the world banning books and critical race theory and all of those things. There's a lot of conversation around representation matters, and so I would like to know from you all, what what are your beliefs around that statement, and what does it mean for you and your family?
All right. So I think, from the time Apollo was born, it became really clear that it was important to our family to be intentional about surrounding her with like role models who look like her and help her imagine who she can be in the future, what kind of job she could do. So, like when I hear that statement, one of the things that I think about is when we enrolled her in her first like childcare program, which was a Parents Day Out program. Um, Almost all of the people who were providing care were African American, and that was important to us. When we moved and started a kinder care program, we intentionally chose a place where the director was an African American woman, the assistant director was an African American woman, and the teachers were of various racial ethnic backgrounds. She had a teacher from Puerto Rico. She had I don't know, another teacher from, I don't remember. There were definitely there were African American teachers, there were like white American teachers, and then the teacher from Puerto Rico at a minimum. So
Mm-hmm.
that's what I think of when I hear that. Like it matters to me that my kid can see people who look like her to help her imagine um, who she can become.
Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, that's a lot of what Black Genius School represents as part of our mission, is that our geniuses will see themselves represented, and know what's possible. Just like you were saying, like what she could become in the future. I mean, that's important for our children to be able to see that people that look like them have done great things as well.
Mhm.
Awesome.
I
Go ahead, Charlie.
I just I think there is a there's probably an assumption that people become whatever they become, but people, human beings have amazing ability, creativity that God creates us with. But sometimes to put that in motion as kids, you must have seen it.
Mm,
You must have seen it in ways that resembles who you are, your environment, your community. Otherwise, you think that's a reality that is far off, that you will never achieve or you can never come
mhm,
close. And so that's a representation for me. It creates this uh, a tangible way to feel like, oh, all these things I can dream about, people like me, people from my community, people from my corner of the world can have actually done that. I can do that. I can maybe do more than that.
I love it. Thank you. Thank you. So I know, Jill, you was mentioning about being very intentional around the environment and um, the representation. as far as like staffing in the earlier years for Mapalo. And I know within Black Genius School, Mapalo has mentioned not having any Black teachers as far as elementary school has gone.
Yeah.
So Mapalo, oh, go ahead.
Oh, I just was going to agree. Yeah. Like the student body at her elementary school is diverse, but unfortunately the teaching staff is almost all white. And she can speak to that in a minute.
Yeah. That's what I was going to say, Mapalo. How does that make you feel to not see anyone that looks like you teaching you?
Well, before our student teacher and our assistant principal, it just kind of made me feel like different, I guess. But because of the student teacher who is from South America and who looks a lot like me, and our assistant principal who looks a lot like Papa, it's really nice.
Mm-hmm. Awesome.
Yeah, I know Mapalo, when the assistant principal's African American came, probably
this year,
close to my age, she it was a big deal for her. She wanted us to talk about it. She shared what that meant, and in a way, she helped me as a parent to kind of celebrate that. Maybe I would not have made a big deal out of it. Until Mapalo did really, she started sharing what that means for her and who that person is. And, a few times she was in his office, she saw his family pictures and like just something she can relate to. And was
apparently he has 2 daughters and a dog, and the 2 daughters look like me.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, it's just kind of, and did that help you have that kind of sense of belonging? Because I know you said you felt kind of an other, Yeah, that's awesome. I have goosebumps over here. That's pretty cool. Yeah. So, Mapalo, as Miss Charity mentioned at the top of the interview, you've been in Black Genius School since we were trying to figure it out. So, what does Black Genius School mean to you? I mean, what do you enjoy about it, or why do you keep coming back?
It means learning new things of people that look like me and people who want to do a lot of things that I want to do.
Awesome. And I know we're short on time here, but I do want to just mention, I know that, part of our Science Week, we talked about science, outer space and things like that, and that eventually led you to researching more about Mae Jemison and maybe some potential career plans there. Okay, I love it. So, Miss Charity, do you have anything else before we wrap up this great conversation?
I just want to give a shout out to Jill and Charlie. Mapalo is by nature a leader, and we love having her in Black Genius School. She has been our tech support. I think the other children, the other geniuses look up to her in different ways, and it just really is awesome to just create space for geniuses to just be genius. And so we love our genius and seeing all of how that interacts with everyone else. So just kudos to you all as parents, being intentional, as you've mentioned, and sharing her with us and the rest of the village that we are creating together.
Well, I think it's been really wonderful for us because, as Mapalo has said, like until this year, she really didn't have any teachers at her school who were Black or who she felt like resembled her. And that has been something that she said several times that she does appreciate about Black Genius School. And I know she's told that to the two of you, that, you guys are the first Black teachers that she remembers, because she doesn't remember some of those earlier experiences that we created for her when she was younger. So that means a lot to us.
It's our pleasure. All right. Well, good.
Yeah, thank you all for being here. And we're going to have a couple, hopefully at least one other interview conversation. So this next few weeks, as people are hanging out with us, yeah, just check in, share this live with other folks that you know, and who needs to hear these words today. I know we hear so much politically, but when it gets right down to it, we're talking about people. And tonight you got a chance to hear a little bit about one family, and what's important in their family. And so I hope we take all of that into consideration. So from Black Genius School to all of you, stay genius, and let's keep spreading the Black History Family movement.
You can do it.